Finally, TV, here we are, party people, back again with another edition of Voice of the Valley. And remember, don't just dream, inspire. Don't just imagine, create, and just don't believe, achieve. That's the mantra every single time right here. You already know what it is. We're in lovely Beacon, New York on a gorgeous spring day. And today's topic is going to be a little different than our usual, but something that needs to be heard and a good word that needs to be spread. So we have reached out to a certain someone. I'm going to introduce you in a moment. And we're going to talk about some real things and how people try to help out with some real things. And we're going across the nation this time. We're not just staying in New York. We're not just going and touching Jersey or talking to Florida. Nah, we went out there. We going to Texas. We going to Oklahoma. We might even talk about Washington. Who knows? We going nationwide with this one, party people. But Voice of the Valley, I hope you're interested. Let's get it in right now. I'm going to bring my two guests in right now. Hello, 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 and welcome to the show, ladies.
Hello,
Gabriel.
everyone. Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Karen, I'll start with you. Introduce yourself and maybe what your role is in the foundation, and then we'll let Mikki do the same.
All right. Thank you, Gabriel, for inviting us to your platform. We really do appreciate it.
Mhm.
My name is Karen Denise, and I go by Golden Bronze on social media, all platforms. And I started Golden Swan Cadre. I'm the founder and the CEO of it. It is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. I started this organization because I am a survivor of domestic abuse twice, two-time survivor.
Wow.
And I have spent the last 13 years just fixing myself, my finances, my heart, my mind. And I left my nursing job. I'm a nurse. I left that job in 2022 after many, many decades of working as a nurse and decided that I wanted to take the knowledge and experience that I unfortunately had to endure to help other women that are going through that right now.
Mm.
It was a process. It took many years of counseling, learning financial literacy, just putting the boots to the ground and grinding to get myself in a situation where I could take care of me and my family. And once I did that, I've always had the passion, but I was just too busy to do it. So when I left my nursing job after COVID, I had COVID twice. So then I left my nursing job and decided that I wanted to pay forward based on my own experiences. So I kind of put my thoughts to paper, the mission, vision, purpose, and I had certain people on my heart to ask. I asked those ladies to join me in this mission,
Hmm.
and they did, without hesitancy. And here we are today. We actually started the formation in November, 6 months ago, and we have 12 ladies in the Golden Swan Cadre, ranging from psychologists to nurses to ministers to public speakers, motivational speakers. What else, Mikki? I'm leaving out some educators. All the ladies are professional ladies that can add value to this organization in order to help victims. And so we also reached out to domestic abuse centers and partnered with them.
Hmm.
We developed relationships with domestic abuse centers, excuse me, so that we could help facilitate ladies in need getting into a center if they call us and say they're in harm's way and they need to get to a safe spot. We have relationships with centers where we can get them in, and if they're not wanting to go to a center, we provide resources to put them up into a motel or hotel somewhere safe away from their abuser until we can get them to a safe place. So that's how we got started. So we're only 6 months into it.
Wow. Wow. Before we get to Mikki, I just want to say I commend taking, those rough times in anyone's life really and trying to turn those around and make it so that other people maybe don't have to endure it the same way. So salute to you. And I think that's super commendable. So thank you for that. And we need that type of humanity nowadays. This world is crazy and we need more people like that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Um, Mikki, moving on to you, introduce yourself, tell us the role and a little bit of your involvement here.
I'm Mikki G, and I'm considered a volunteer of Golden Swan Cadre, deeply involved in Golden Swan Cadre, and gratefully involved with Golden Swan Cadre.
Mhm.
I too am a domestic abuse survivor. and a thriver, I might add.
Hmm.
My background, I've been a motivational speaker. I've facilitated support groups for women. I've been a foster parent and an elementary educator. And so through my plight that I have gone through, I've gone through counseling and still taking counseling. Mine is a lot more recent, and even as I go through those things, I discover more about this situation and how widespread it is. I remember one situation when I was in court. I was in the courtroom area, and I saw a woman who was looking for a place in the courtroom to find out, where do I get my protective order? And I saw in her face the pain, the emptiness, the hurt. I could see it on her, and I said, in my head, I said, I'm coming back for you, sister. And that's why I'm here, because I'm coming back for them, because it's too
Gotcha.
widespread and we need to draw attention to it.
That's fantastic. Now, you said that, Karen, you said there's about 12, ladies involved with this, maybe, give or take a few, right? And all professionals. So right now, if someone needed to take advantage of this, how would they do so?
So do you mean like if they wanted to join the Golden Swan Cadre,
No,
or?
like if they needed the help.
Okay,
How,
well, we have a Facebook page. We have a
okay.
Facebook business page, and on that page, we have contact information. We
Mm,
have buttons that they can push to will directly send us an email. There's a
uh,
button on the Facebook that will directly call
mhm,
my cell phone number. And then we have what we call intake specialists.
mhm.
There are two life coaches. I think I forgot to mention we have all kind of professions, but they don't have to be a professional. They can be a housewife,
Sure.
homemaker, just passionate about our purpose.
Sure.
But we have two life coaches that once the call comes to me, we have a screening process that we go through. They do have to meet criteria because we do have to make sure that they are authentically in need of help and not just someone trying to get some money or
Hmm.
get a place to stay. So we
Right.
have intake coordinators that are life coaches experienced
Mm,
in triaging is a good word for that.
right. Right. That's an
The
amazing.
victim.
Yeah. No,
That's amazing.
I never in a million years would have thought to myself, someone might just think to themselves, let me just say this is happening to me so I can go ahead and get this, this help, this attention, this placement. That never even dawned on me. So is that something that you're being preemptive about, or has that actually happened where
It
people
has
are?
not happened. It's just we live in a world where it's a propensity for people to lie
Yes,
and possibility for people to try. I hate to say that,
it's
but we
true
live in
though.
that world.
Yeah.
So we are proactive in
Hmm.
making sure that the person that we're speaking to is really someone that is in need of help. Now, we did have a situation where there was a third party
Mm,
reaching out for a victim, but we need to speak to the victim, not the
got it.
third party. And that person would not put us in touch with the victim. So we just gave her some resource information on who she could contact
Right.
if they needed help. But we actually need to speak to the victim. And we
Yeah.
have to ensure
Mhm.
that the victim is not just wanting a temporary housing and going to go back to it, but they
Right.
truly are wanting to remove themselves from harm's way. Yes.
Right. Right. Like they're ready to move on.
They're
This is
ready.
not for me. Yeah.
Right.
I get that 100%.
Mhm.
Now, you guys are spread across the nation right now, and I could easily see how something like this could gain a lot of traction and a lot of support. Um, n- do people locally, can they can't walk into somewhere, right? This is all got to be done through like the social media platforms right now.
Right now, that
Oh,
is true.
got
But and that's how it's happening.
it. Hmm.
People have reached out and said, "Hey, this is an amazing thing that you're doing.
Hmm.
It's something that has been swept under the rug, and no one's been brave enough to take it on. I want to be a part of it." And
Got
so
you.
there's a vetting process for that too.
Hmm.
So we go through that vetting process to make sure that they're a good fit, that they're really wanting to work and not
Right.
just be a picture on a platform.
Right.
There's something for everybody. We need to make sure that they fit in to what we have going on, but we have not really turned down anybody. Everybody that has reached out to us has been very passionate about it, and everybody does something. within this organization. We all have a task, a responsibility that we do.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Mikki, from your point of view, and where you're in Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
So, from your point of view and where you're at in the country, we all know that domestic violence is widespread. It's global. It's not just here, unfortunately, right? Do either of you see any time? I'll start with you, Mikki. Is there like a concentrated, like is it elevated in your areas in particular, or anything like that? Is there locations that seem to just foster that type of behavior more so than others? Like, I'm just trying to understand some of this stuff.
Well, what I can tell you is that Oklahoma is ranked third in the nation of
Mm,
domestic violence cases.
wow.
49% of the women experienced domestic violence in their lifetimes, including intimate partner physical violence,
Mm,
rape, stalking, and it's the
mhm.
highest in the U.S. It's the
Wow.
highest in the U.S. in murder
Wow.
from domestic partners. So
Wow.
in our area,
Uh-huh.
I'm not really sure why that is, but I
Mhm.
know that it's widespread and it needs to be addressed. It needs to be talked about because it's a shame, it's a stigma attached to it
Right.
that we just don't talk about it. It's one of the dirty little secrets that we
Y
have.
Yeah, and it's such a weird thing to be that way, because men like myself, man, it sickens us when we hear, these cases and these things that have transpired,
Mhm.
and just the heinousness of it all, and it's like, people like me always say the same thing, and there's gonna be a million people that agree with me when I say, but when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, I wish they would do that when I'm sitting right there, like, you know?
I've heard that.
Like, I wish they would, because it's like, from our point of view, it's like, why?
Yeah,
Like, what are you doing?
yeah,
It's like, but it all goes, and that goes hand in hand with just regular old bullying too, right? Because that became a
Yeah.
very big thing until, like, there were social media bullies, and then that all got weird and stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, man, I wanted to make sure that we say it out loud. Karen, say out loud the exact Facebook page that people can go and visit.
The exact Facebook page is Golden Swan Cadre.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, I know it's on the screen somewhere. If you guys want to go check that out, I'm gonna definitely put it in the description, so you'll be able to click the link and everything, and get to that and get involved if you want to get involved, or get some help if you need some help. It sounds like so. You say you've been doing this since November, and I think that you've come a long way since then,
Mhm.
right? It seems like you've gotten a lot done to get these people involved. You got Mikki here in Oklahoma involved, sitting with you on an interview. That's how dedicated she is to it. So it's definitely a good thing. And I just think that us talking about it is good, because we just got to create the awareness. Because I think the more people that know about something like this, they're gonna want to help out. They're gonna want to contribute in some way, shape, or form, to the task at hand, and see if we can really get a handle on some of this stuff. Because I would love, love, love to see the end of some of this nonsense that we see. And if this piece
Mhm.
of it could go away, I'd be happy. So I don't think we'll ever get there, because, like we said before, humans are a little weird. They're a little stupid. They're a little bit liars, So, like, we won't completely rid it forever, but I commend you so much for doing stuff like that's why I wanted to jump on it and make sure. I wanted to be one of the first ones that had you to come on and talk about stuff like this, because it does mean something to me when other people try to help people, and so much so because of your own experiences. That's the part that's cool to me, because I interviewed an author. Her name is Kim Goodlook Seabrook, and she has this book out there. You guys should both look her up. Kim Goodlook Seabrook, and
Okay.
it's the name of the book's escaped me. She's gonna kill me. But look her up. It's her latest book. There's only one Good Look Seabrook out there, right? But her latest book talks about this very thing, taking her own, experiences, creating poems out of them, and then putting some small illustrations behind it, and then created a book. And it's like a self-help book. So you're reading these poems, and you get the vibe that, hey, I'm not the only one that's dealt with this.
Yeah.
Like, so other people have dealt with it too. And look, she's an author, and it happened to her, and she's an author, and I'm buying her book, and that's inspirational. Like, Super cool interview. So I just think there's some sort of symmetry. There's some sort of connection that I think can be made with you and her. So I would encourage you, Kim, if you're watching this, you make
Yes.
sure, girl,
Touch you.
okay, you reach out, girl. No, because she helps out with kids. She's from New York. She's in the Bronx, and she holds classes and seminars with children and kids and women and all that, and just trying to teach them and empower them and self-knowledge and
Mhm.
all that stuff. So if I do anything with this interview, I'm hoping that I connect you with other people who are like-minded, so you start getting
Right.
reached out to, you know what I
I
mean?
hope
So
so too.
what's the best way for people to reach out to you? Is it on the Facebook page, or do you
So
want them
I
to reach
wanted
out
to
to
say
anything?
that we do have a Facebook page that
Mhm.
has our direct email and phone number and a button where it will actually ring my cell phone. Then we
Mhm.
have an Instagram page called theofficial_GoldenSwanCadre. So the
Okay.
same information is on Instagram and on Facebook. Now we're so new. The next step is the website that
Right.
we're working on. And I'm doing the website myself. So that's a work in progress.
Mhm.
But I also wanted to add to that Mikki G here is one of my most loyals. And that's why she's sitting here with me.
I
I can
see.
count on her. And if I ask her to do something, and she'll be there. And
Mhm.
she comes all the way from Oklahoma City to everything that we have here in Texas.
Oh wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah, I trust her a
Mhm.
lot. And
Mhm.
she's a very good person as well.
Wow.
And I also want to say this too, David. She was given statistics,
Mhm.
but every 9 seconds in the United States,
Mhm.
every 9 seconds, a woman is being domestically abused by her intimate partner. 1.3 million women are assaulted or brutally beaten every year. 1.3 million. Just
Mhm.
imagine that.
Mhm.
Okay. And 70 times more likely to be murdered from
Mhm.
domestic abuse. That's an astronomical amount of people. And we know that we cannot eradicate it, but if
Right.
we could just educate people and bring awareness to it and make
Mhm.
people think before they do things, we
Mhm.
can probably minimize it a little bit. And
Um,
doing that would make us feel really good. So I
yeah.
just say that.
We need
Yeah.
to take the covers off of it.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
remember Robin Roberts'
Mhm.
famous quote to me,
Mhm.
make your mess your message.
Mhm.
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 So
Mhm.
uh, we need to not normalize this kind of thing because um, women sometimes don't report because they're afraid,
Mhm.
or they'll report and go back because they're afraid.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
sometimes we're quiet about it because we're afraid of retribution from the
Mhm.
domestic partner that did this to us. And so it's very quiet. And if we can sound the alarm,
Mhm.
let people know that this is an issue, and we're
Mhm.
not going to coddle these people that are doing that to us, to
Right.
these women. We're going
Right.
to have to expose this thing before we can do something with it. You can't leave a gaping wound covered with a blanket. You've got
Mm.
to see the blood, so we've got
Right.
to open it up.
Right. Right. Now, from your point of view, Mikki, what are a couple of things that you guys can do to try to raise that awareness or educate? What are you thinking would be some real positive, impactful ways for you to do that?
Well, this is one way, of course,
Hmm.
going on broadcast, podcast
Hmm.
to express the seriousness of this
Right.
situation. We also have information on our Facebook page, our Instagram page that
Hmm.
people can read.
Hmm.
Once they reach out to us, we can talk with them and encourage them, and then even people that we see in the community that we run across.
Hmm.
We give exposure to this situation and
Hmm.
educating
Hmm.
different people and giving them resources.
And we're
Yeah.
also doing some seminars, which I
Yeah,
was
that's right.
expecting for her to say.
Oh, there you go.
We have two coming up.
Mhm.
One is June the 11th here in Dallas, and we'll be kind of advertising that. They're fundraising seminars. And the
Okay.
other is August the 26th. And I'm trying to find a venue to do one for October, which is National Domestic Abuse Month. So
Right.
we'll hopefully have three this year. But our objective is to, through seminars, educate the populace
Mm.
about domestic abuse and even how they can contribute and donate to our foundation to help us help other people as well.
Hey Karen, let me ask you this, and it kind of, I don't know if this question, I come with this question out of pure curiosity, right? Um, when you're doing this and you're doing these seminars, are you picturing men being there too?
I would want men to be there as well.
Mm-hmm.
They need to
Mm-hmm.
be educated as well. So
Right.
yes,
Right, because because like my tact right now, my perspective right now is saying to me, "Hey, Gabe, change your point of view because these two ladies got a great point of view, and you need to change yours so you can combat it a little bit, right, and add something." And that's what I think. What I want to add here is that maybe a little bit of a focus on educating men on and what they're really doing when they're doing what they're doing.
that is
You know?
exactly what we hope this podcast helps to do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, Gabriel, people are not aware that they are the abuser of any. There's seven
Right.
different types of domestic. We're not talking about just physical.
Right.
There's emotional, financial, physical, spiritual, verbal.
Hmm.
There's seven different types. I won't go through them all,
Hmm.
but a lot of times we, you know, are abusers as people and not realize that that's what we're doing to the
Mm-hmm.
other person. So they need to be made aware of the red flags and the indicators as well.
Right, right. I think that's super important because, I'm sitting here, I'm 47 years old. I know you guys are both 21 forever, so I won't ask you, but I'm 47, and like I think you can tell, like I kind of pay attention. I'm listening, and I have a certain thing about me where I'm inquisitive, and it's never really dawned on me to like, except for saying a dude who's willing to go that I won't even say dude, a person, right? Because it could be
Mhm,
a woman that's doing this, right? So
mhm,
like a person who's willing to take someone out of their comfort zone like that because they disagree with them or they're not happy, they're having a bad day.
mhm.
I think that all started at home when they were kids. That's usually what I say. Like something bad happened to you, bro. Like, like I don't know what, but something happened there, right?
Mhm.
That's usually what I say. But maybe it's not that. Maybe what you said is absolutely correct. That some people are abusive in nature and in their demeanor and the way they carry themselves, and they don't even realize it.
I think
You know,
it's both. I think it is
upbringing.
childhood,
Hmm.
how they're raised and what they see at home, and I think it's a lot of times they're not cognizant of the fact that they're even doing it.
Hmm.
And women are absolutely the same way. And I wanted to say we recognize that we
Hmm.
don't male bash. We love men
Right.
and we have men in our lives,
Hmm.
but we are our mantra is women helping women.
Hmm.
And so that's what we're about. That's what this nonprofit is about.
Sure.
However, I had a gentleman reach out to me that said he wanted to do the exact same thing for
Hmm.
men, but he
Hmm.
didn't know where to start. So
Right.
I said, let me get mine up and going, and
Hmm.
then we'll do the same for you. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what he's going to call it, but we're going to have the same kind of nonprofit for men who
Hmm.
are abused by women. And
Hmm.
some women are even physically abusive. They throw the first punch, and a
Sure.
man is told not to hit a woman, so he's abused. So we
Right.
do recognize that. And I just want to, I make a point to say that on every podcast,
Hmm.
we're cognizant of the fact that women do it as well. We
Hmm.
just happen to be a nonprofit for women, but
Hmm.
we're working on one for men as well.
Gotcha. And that is bringing it full circle, Karen, to me, because that's the bird's eye view that you kind of need, and then you drill in and you try to fix the little details and stuff.
Mhm.
No, very commendable. I hope, I hope all the stuff you guys been seeing on the screen, if you know somebody that's dealing with something, if you yourself feel like you can help out, if you want to be, the New York arm, the Florida
Yes,
arm of this,
yes.
initiative, please reach out. It's been on the screen. It's in the description. So go ahead, click those links and contact. And if you need help, do the same thing, do the same thing, reach out to them. But I would love to see this pool of people and this group of people grow so that they can help more people.
Right.
Because a dozen of you guys, you're gonna get overwhelmed pretty quickly because there's 1.3 million people dealing with this every year. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And if there's 12 of you, you do the math.
That's
So
1.3 million women,
mhm,
835,000 men. So it's a lesser number of women than men, but it's astronomical. And we
yeah.
have New Jersey members soon coming on in July.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we are branching out. We are in Texas. and all over Texas, Oklahoma City, and maybe Tulsa soon, New Jersey soon, and Washington State. And we would love for it to expand throughout the United States as well. So
yeah, no, me too. Me too. We just got to put it out in the air, Karen. We're going to put it out in the air. It's going to expand the whole. Yeah. It's national. We national.
right.
Another thing that I'm probably going to do with this interview is just create the MP3 audio out of it and put it on all of my podcast areas. So that's another 17 platforms that this will show up on.
Thank you.
So yeah, no problem. So one time for those folks, and thank you for listening if you've been listening this whole time. Karen, why don't you tell them exactly what the Facebook page is and the Instagram page one more time just so they could hear it.
Okay. Can I also tell them how they can donate as well?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay. So our Facebook page is Golden Swan Cadre. Our Instagram page is theofficial_GoldenSwanCadre. If you would like to donate, you can donate via PayPal to GoldenSwanCadre@gmail.com. Is that right, Mikki? Did I say it right? The Golden Swan Cadre at gmail.com. And then we have a chime where they can donate via chime. You don't even have to have a chime. You can donate via chime to the Golden Swan Cadre. So the only one that has the in front of it is Instagram and the PayPal. And then everything else is Golden Swan Cadre.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's going to be on the screen and we'll make sure that's up there. And, for y'all with those deep pockets, go ahead and get in them pockets, and because it's not free. This all costs money to put these things together, put seminars together. I didn't charge them for this interview, but they might have to go do interviews where they got to pay to get on there to spread the word. So those donations help with all those causes and helps it, push forward and stay, in front of people so everybody can be aware of the help that's actually out there and the options that people have to go and volunteer their own help to it. So donate if you can. I'd love that. You can even tell me, I heard this on Finally TV. I'm donating. I would love that. If she hits me up in a week and says, yo, I had 2 people, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. I'm just going to tell you. So no, but I do appreciate you guys' time. I don't want to take forever. And I think that we hit that home. I love that you guys brought some numbers because those are big numbers for people to be aware of. And I just think that what I say on my podcast almost every Tuesday, I find myself saying to all the human beings in the world, please do better. I say it all the time, and I'm hoping that this will help people do better. So do better out there, party people. It's been an awesome and a privilege of mine to have you guys on the show and to talk about what you're doing. I wish you nothing but success. If I can help you in the future, if you got something going on and you want to talk about it, maybe next time, now that we've introduced you guys on this platform, in the future, if we want to do a live, we're not bringing you out of the blue, right? So if you want to do a live in the future and talk about something that you might be doing that I can help out with, please reach out to me and let me know. But I won't keep you guys much longer. Is there anything you want to end off with, Mikki? I'll leave it with you to some final words.
Well, we want to inspire women who are going through this to let them know that they too can thrive, not just survive. We want to encourage you. We want to educate you, not only just the women, but the men in their lives. No one wants their mother, sister, daughter to go through this kind of thing. And if they understand what it is and what it isn't, then that'll help them get the help that they need. So ladies, don't be afraid to reach out to us. We're a branch to get you where you're trying to go. So if we can do it, you absolutely can do it. And we're here.
Absolutely. I love that, Mikki. And Karen, any last words before we get up out of here?
Yes, I want to thank you, Gabriel. I'm sorry for inviting us to this platform. This probably will make a huge difference for us. And we really, from the bottom of our hearts, appreciate it. You could have picked anybody else and you picked us. And I want to thank you so very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Party people, you heard them. I need you guys to support this. All right. So it's the Golden Swan Cadre. I need you guys to tap in. If you know somebody that needs help, let them know about this. If you know somebody that can help, let them know about this. And if you can help, you already know what to do. It's on the screen. It's in the description. It's Gabriel. It's Finally TV. It's Voice of the Valley. Party people, we out. Peace.